Hey there, it's me again. It's another episode. So I am adding my green marinade at this point. When I bought my meat from the market and I got home, I washed my meat with some lemon before I kept it in the fridge. And then 2 days later, I am using it for this Tuozafi. What am I saying by this? If you want to do Tuozafi and you are not going to use cubes, then you need to get very fresh meat, not meat that has been in the fridge for 1 month, 2 months, so that the juices from the meat can make your stew very, very nice. Now, the other sweetener or the other thing that is going to make your stew nice is dawa. So I'm going to add dawa and some of my ground dry herrings. That is our cube for our MSG for the Tuozafi stew. I've added in a bit of my homemade tomato paste before adding my blended tomatoes. Then I'm going to the next process. I have washed this ayoyo leaves twice, twice to remove all the dirt on it, and I plucked it from the stalk. You don't add the stalk to it, so you pluck it from the stalk before you wash it. Then I'm going to put it on the fire for a bit before I blend it, but I'm not going to cook it completely. Whilst that is going on, let's listen to our story for the day. I'm adding in my oil and salt at this point, and I'm almost done with the process. I'm just waiting for the stew to cook and then continue. There lived a tall tree called Kojo in the forest. It was a very old, wise tree, and it used to love talking. It would talk and talk till all the other trees fell asleep. So another tree called Nemo asked Kojo, "Why do you talk so much?" Kojo replied, "I'm sharing my wisdom." Then Nemo responded, "But nobody listens to you. They all fall asleep. Haven't you realized?" Kojo realized that he had been talking so much, so he stopped and decided to start listening. Yes, I've added in a bit of baking soda to my ayoyo and okra before I go and blend. That is going to help it to be slimy. Do not forget that. Let's continue with our story. So what is the lesson? It is just as important to listen while we speak. And so from that day, Kojo decided to talk less and then listen more. And then the other trees decided to pay more attention to Kojo because he was not making so much noise in their ears. What is the lesson for today? Sometimes silence is golden. You have to listen before speaking. Okay, let's go to our process. So I have some dry herrings here. You can use your food processor to crush it. I've grounded my dawa because it was a bit hard, and so it has separated. It's not smooth. It has separated into the individual seeds. I've also ground my herrings. I'm adding it. This is the base for the ayoyo. This is the cube. Yes. Unless you are into MSGs, then you can add something else to this when the ayoyo is almost cooked. If not, this is it. And if you are a vegetarian, yes, for the stew, you can use chunks or tofu, and then you can add mushrooms just like I added. Yes, you don't have to be a meat person to eat Tuozafi. Do you get it? If you don't get it, forget it. My stew is getting ready. I checked for the salt and everything is fine. Yes. This is homemade kokonte. So I have to sieve and then take all the chaff out, unlike the ones in the market that has already been done. Now the proportion of the tuo to the kokonte, you take, the ratio is 2 of the tuo powder to 1 portion of the kokonte. So I took 4 spoons of the tuo powder and I took 4 spoons of the kokonte powder, which means I'm doing a double portion. My family is quite large, so I'm doing a double portion. The only thing I add here when I think it's almost ready is salt. If you add the salt too early, your ayoyo and okra is not going to draw, so you have to do like that. And I have added water and mixed it, just like how I do my banku. Yes, I am not a northerner, but I want to eat their food. So this is how I mix mine. It's a bit hard, so I'm going to add water at a point and then I'm going to cover it and then I'll stir again. At that point, I'm going to get the consistency that I want. Some want it very watery, especially if you are giving it to babies who are from like 8 months and above. You can make it watery. But if it's us, children who are a bit of age and then adult, you can make it a bit soft, okay? Yes, our food don't settle. You serve the ayoyo first before you add in your soup and then your stew and then your meat. I had grinded some onion and pepper somewhere and boiled this egg and then I put everything on it. My people, their food don't settle. I can talk for Africa. Hey, I can talk. It's pano ye did them ya corner. Alright, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. See you guys. Love you all. Bye.